Fernfern and the Secret of Moose Mountain is the first segment in the second episode of the 8th season of Arthur, and this one is all about teamwork, listening to each other, and not being stubborn. A lot of the gang are climbing a mountain. They are climbing Moose Mountain, and they've been paired off in twos. And it seems like everybody else is happy enough with their pairing, but Francine has been paired with Fern. Now, there's quite a bit of animosity immediately, and it feels like Francine is being annoyed at Fern. And I couldn't really work out why, because there's no reason why Francine should be nasty to Fern. But I think it's generally just the fact that she wanted to be on her own. It doesn't come across very clearly that that's why she's nasty at Fern, at least to begin with. But Francine has done this mountain climb quite a lot. She thinks she's an expert at it. She doesn't even want to have a partner, but obviously safety in numbers. So she, with Fern, reluctantly go off, and immediately they don't see eye to eye. Francine wants to do everything her way. Fern wants to really enjoy the adventure. She is definitely a lot more careful about things. She doesn't want to just go full steam ahead the way Francine does. And because of this, and because of their bickering, things get a little bit awkward and they get a little bit lost. And it's perhaps initially unclear how they're going to get out of this problem, but it's all about putting your differences aside and working together, and also paying attention to safety things, because Francine, being well aware of the mountain, is a little bit too big for her boots now, and feels like she doesn't need the map, she doesn't need to pay attention to anything, and even the most seasoned hikers pay attention. In fact, the most seasoned hikers are probably more aware of the dangers of the mountains and getting lost, so they're more likely to pay attention to safety notices. Francine, not so much. Definitely an important lesson in sticking together and not abandoning your partner, and paying attention to things you're told to do for the benefit of your own safety. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to encourage too many people watching it to suddenly want to go hiking. Yes, it does have various moments where it celebrates the things you can see on a mountain and, the wonderful experience it can be, but because it focuses so much on the dangers that can happen and how scary it can be if you don't stick together and you get lost, I don't think it's going to influence too many people to go hiking. Maybe that's a good thing in terms of safety, I don't know, but it's a good episode. Obviously, it's nice to be out and about in the wilderness, definitely promoting that. But ultimately, first and foremost, promoting safety, and I think it's right to do so. Fernfern and the Secret of Moose Mountain may not be my favourite episode, but it's definitely delivering a really important message, and in a way that's relatively interesting.